Thank you and welcome. We're still on Business Insights with Irene here on Leader Network. So there's a misconception. I think I was also guilty of this prior to now, where some people would usually think that artisans are illegal miners, but I guess there is a variation to the terminology. Please educate us.
So artisanal mining is just more a scale of mining. Artisanal miners are people who are not using heavy machinery. They're not using excavators, more simple, rudimentary ways of mining, more affordable, smaller scale. Well, the real key is not using machinery. That's what artisanal mining really means. Illegal mining means what it is, mining illegally. So what you find is some of the biggest illegal miners are very mechanized, right? They have all the machinery,
Wow.
they have all the means, they have all the security, and they're mining illegally, and they're not artisans. And you have a scale of license, small scale mining lease, that usually they grant artisans. And you have a lot of artisans who have formed cooperatives, who are working legally with the license owner, just doing the mining for the license owner. So yes, I understand a lot of time people they see artisans and they think they're illegal, but that's not necessarily the case. So as you can see, an artisanal miner is not necessarily illegal, and an illegal miner is not necessarily artisanal. So that's what I would say.
Sorry, for the young professionals who would want to work in a gold company, gold refining company, or say in exploration and the likes. It's not like we have courses in school now that would directly teach you how these things are done. How would you advise, or what would you advise that they start to do to prepare themselves, and what opportunities exist in this space?
Well, the mining and refining spaces are rather technical in general. I mean, people who study metallurgy, mining engineering, geology. So there's proper courses in that field, and I think, Ekiti State, I think the University in Ekiti, Jos, Ahmadu Bello. There's several universities in Nigeria that actually have a lot of courses touching on geology, mining, and metallurgy. But that aside, the truth is, the opportunity is not so much necessarily in the technical, but realizing this opportunity is here about making jewelry. That's more design, marketing jewelry, even those who are doing design, marketing. So I think if you look at other parts of the world, like let's say South Africa, for example, or even Australia, there's so many careers, ancillary services that spawn off an industry, and it's not necessarily heavy tech. So I think really it's just more about innovation and creativity. Like we said, look at this. Sanu's now, we've entered gold with digital, should we say, IT, blockchain.
It's now a tech gold company.
So I think it's the idea of always going for the main technical way, if one is bent that way. But I do think there's other opportunities that one could look into beyond the geology, the mining engineering, and the metallurgy.
And for these people who want to go into this, let's use Hafsat's jewelry for an example. They've been in the business for well over 40 years. Do you see us replicating this? I mean, it's an ancestral, permit me to use that word, but do you see an opportunity for more people to get that ingrained in this space?
I think so. A lot of businesses have trade secrets. So the jewelry business, if you look at it, back to the word of artisans. Look at Italy. You see, and it's always interesting. They're selling you the ancestry. Everyone's trying to tell you when the company started, since 1809, since 1917. Whether it's Italian leather, shoes. The truth of the matter is expertise and mastery takes time. There's nothing you can do about it. It's like you just said about Hafsa jewelry. Expertise and mastery and skill takes time. There's also dedication and craftsmanship. So the truth of the matter is there's a lot of this aspect, like with jewelry. Some of it is craftsmanship. And if you're going to a craftsmanship aspect, there's no, it's like the artisans, the people that design sculpture. It's an art. So if you can't just be going in just because you want to make money. You also have to be going in because you're into craftsmanship, and there is that patience and that desire to make beautiful things. Because the mastery will take time. In addition to that, there's trade secrets. So it's like Domino's Pizza. Right. They went and tried to open up in Italy. I think after a few years they've closed. I mean, somehow they thought they could go to the home of pizza, thinking that they've done something amazing with tech and how they mass produce pizza, and this, Italians are slow, but they closed. So even this old ancient way that they make their pizza that I think is slow with the artisans, they have trade secrets. So I think in terms of, there's some businesses that have trade secrets, that have that level of craftsmanship, so it takes time. Now there's aspects of the business that don't have that, hence like, well, I'm using the word like Italy. There's things you can do in just manufacturing and in just trading, that's just marketing. There's no, should I say, custodianship of this 100-year, 50-year secret ownership. So what I will say about this industry is, it's going to take time to develop. We're trying to, so for example, I believe that Kano can be the Dubai of Africa. True. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen if they consistently stay on this track of development for 10 to 15 years and they stay on it. It will happen. So it needs people who see the vision and are ready to do that development. So I think that also comes in line with what I was saying earlier about craftsmanship and that diligence. So gold is like that, silver. Every market center in the world that's doing it, it didn't happen overnight. It happened really quickly for some. But I believe that we have it. We have the market, we have the culture, we have the interests. We just need to be consistent.
You've talked a lot about culture preservation. I think it's a good time to talk about what's next for, Kian Smith, okay, in terms of how you want to use your platform and what you're doing in the gold industry to preserve culture.
So Kian Smith Refinery partners with, we're in a collaboration, I should say, with Gold West Africa. And what Gold West Africa is we believe that you have to look at developing the value chain of West Africa. You can't look at Nigeria independently. Of the 15 ECOWAS countries that we have, the only ones who don't produce gold are Cape Verde, Togo, and Benin. Now, Togo and Benin are huge gold trading countries. So literally, the veins of gold just go across our borders. They're not restricted by the boundaries. So we're all connected. I mentioned to you that gold is flowing into Nigeria from these regions. But we also realize that we have a very strong historical culture of gold. There's no time to tell you all the stories, but what has really kept gold, despite the fact that we stopped patronizing it, really, like I said, a lot of things are underground, has been the culture. The reason why Kano is very important for us in gold is because they've kept that culture. The same thing with Dakar in Senegal, they've kept that culture. It's really amazing if you go to Dakar. I think Dakar is the only place I would say in terms of jewelry manufacturing. They produce almost 50% of their jewelry. The rest of us, we import most of our jewelry, but Dakar is still producing most of their gold jewelry. The culture, when you see a Senegalese woman, in fact, let's say it's about Senegal, to connect what I'm saying. A lot of our culture in West Africa is influenced by Senegal. Senegal is the cultural center of West Africa. We talk about Senegalese lace, Senegalese. I
hear my mom talk about Senegalese.
Even the food, art. So if you look at a lot of things that are being made here, the art, the beading, a lot of these galleries, it came from Senegal. So Senegal has retained that rich culture. Same with gold. So when you see a Senegalese woman, the way she wears her gold, that is what has kept gold going, because they've held on to their culture. Same with Kano. Kano really prizes gold. Gold is huge there. The markets, the value. The only difference I would say for Kano is that they're not really manufacturing. So in looking at this, we realized that, look, where I'm from in Warri, you should see a woman when she's getting married. You deck out in, it's like a gold, something like a gold beaded cape all over your head, a gold belt or silver. So historically, I think even similar to a lot of other cultures in Nigeria, when a bride is getting married, Gold, ore, and silver are big. Coral too, but coral is also a good store of value. Similar. I mean, we're talking about gold, but coral is also very, very expensive. So if you look at this culture of dowry, of celebration, I mean, you're in Lagos. Lagos, I mean, how many weddings the wedding industry is a very powerful, actually I should say the celebration industry is very powerful. This is part of our culture. And the more we hold on and celebrate our culture, the more there's this revival and appreciation for gold. So all that said, I've mentioned Kano a few times. What's next for us is one thing we discovered when we did the gold market in Kano in 2020. We were just there for about a month, 5 weeks, but as it was ending, it was picking up. People kept coming, even after we left. They kept calling us, saying, where are you, where's the gold? And we realized that there's that hunger and appetite to just let this go for a while. So we're looking forward now at the end of the year. We're going to start off first in Dubai. We're going to be presenting SANU in Dubai, in the Dubai Precious Metals Conference. And as soon as we're done, we go to Kano, and we believe we'll be in Kano for about a year. So you look out for that. Gold West Africa is coming to Kano, and mostly you will hear about cultural renaissance, different events we're doing that are reviving tradition, reviving culture, bringing us back to a rich legacy and heritage, but all around connected to and powered to gold, which is a very strong tradition of Kano.
I should say thank you for your efforts and the efforts of everyone at Kian Smith to preserve our culture. You know, these are things that would live beyond us. When we're gone, these things still exist. But thank you so much for your time with us this beautiful day, Nere. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to all our viewers, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. Gold is the way to go in terms of investing. If you have other, cash to save and spare, you should invest in gold. Kian Smith Refinery is the place to go. So thank you so much, and have a good day ahead. Bye.